Hey guys, happy Thursday. Good to see you. My angle feels a little weird today. Welcome to another episode of In Conversation. Today is all about Black women, Black girl magic, empowerment, especially hot off the heels of this election. Now we have a new president-elect, which we didn't have last time I did this. So welcome to this new president-elect. Looking forward to change and everything. And even if you didn't vote for Joe Biden, I just hope that everyone here is just open-minded for a shift in a positive direction for the future. So yes, today is all about Black girl magic, women's empowerment. What's up, Lene? What's up, Megan? Thank you guys for joining. That's why I have this shirt on today. Brown girl, you are beautiful in every shade, which I fully believe. Personally, I'm all about empowerment, celebrating ourselves. And so today's going to be a great episode. We have Meghan Malik here, who is the founder and the CEO of saintkits, which is an amazing box of kit collection or kit experiences, which I will show you. I already started to open mine, but saintkits right here. So we're going to get into this special kit. It's a custom kit that just released. Hey, Chantel, what's going on? And, Megan's also my amazing line sister, and she has an awesome story to tell. What's up, Jen? Nice to see you. So let's join Megan in now, and we'll be good to go. Let's see. But yes, welcome everybody. Happy Thursday. It's almost Friday. Hey, Megan.
Hey, Nikki.
How are you?
I am great. Oh, I see you with your button on.
Yes. I had to represent.
So
Saint.
cute, so cute.
I also have my St. Kitts mug on deck.
Yes, look at mine.
Yes, so cute. Love it.
With our tea, with our stress tea.
Yes, with stress tea because it has been a little bit of a stressful week.
It's been a stressful year.
Yeah, the entire year.
Day by day.
The entire year has been very stressful. I felt like, it's interesting you say that. I feel like when we got the news on Saturday that there was a new president-elect, I felt like in that moment, I feel like the celebrations that I saw were like multiple fold, like 2 and 3 fold. It was like, yes, we're happy that there's this new president, but it's like something good in 2020, something we can, celebrate and come together for. Like in Harlem, the reason I knew is because I was in my apartment. I just started hearing this cheering, and I'm like, what is going on? And I was like, oh, let me check the news. And I saw it, and then people were like in the streets cheering. So I went outside and like took some video, but it was just such a feel good moment. And I feel like we needed that.
It absolutely was. And I remember like every day I was like sitting, waiting, like attached to CNN. And then I was like going to MSNBC and I was like going back to CNN. And I could not sleep because this entire year, all I have been thinking is like, we have got to get him out. I had made myself a mask. It was like, vote him out. And anybody that I saw was like, did you vote? Did you vote? Like Uber driver, did you vote? Anybody. People were telling me like, you're killing my vibe. But I'm like, no, he's going to kill us. So please, can you vote? And I remember sitting here on Saturday being like, almost feeling a little like I didn't believe it at first. Because I don't know if you know, but all the buildings in DC downtown were all boarded up, much like they were during like the Black Lives Matter marches. Wow. And so I was nervous. I was like, they know something we don't know. Like, right. This is scary. Yeah. And so I just kept saying, okay, is it real? Is it real? I need to know it's real. And then I was like, okay, I can breathe a little bit. And yeah. I enjoyed my birthday. And then it was like, back to business because we still got work to do in Georgia. So
work to do. And also the thing is like, I'm so glad that we do have this new president-elect and vice president, fellow Bison. But, the work doesn't stop. It's not like, okay, we voted, we're done. Like there's a lot more to do.
Absolutely. And I think that even during this time of COVID for me has been very enlightening because we all vote, every 4 years. But we don't realize how much power like our local elections have. And so I have been, really concentrating on paying attention to those because that's where most of the changes that affect you happen. So like in your backyard, you've got to start paying attention to, who's running and who's got your best interest at heart. And even though they might be a Democrat or they might be the same, race, not everybody is on the same page. So yes, so that's why I say like the Georgia Senate race is super, super important.
Yeah.
So make sure to tell all your friends in Georgia.
Yes. Since we getting this.
Yes.
So what's up to everybody who's joining? Meg, my mom joined. So hey, mom. Let's see. A fashion moment. Yes. Oh, yes. Curls on both ends. Meg's curls, my curls, popping.
Hey, Kirsten.
Yes. So it's interesting though, you were talking about local officials and everything, because I've said this before. I heard it recently, probably around June or July. I had joined a town hall, and one of the speakers was like, it's not protest or vote. You know, it's
Not
both.
at all.
It's both. It's like you protest, but then you vote, especially locally, for the people who will work to, push for the changes that we need in society.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it's funny that you mentioned that because so back when, right after George Floyd was when all the COVID things started, kind of coming into play here in DC. Mm-hmm. In our industry, in the events industry, that was when it was like, okay, it's not like we're not bouncing back. We're here for the long haul. Yeah. And so several of my colleagues and I started designing murals here in DC for Black Lives Matter. And so my main goal was like, I want to do something for voting. I want to start gearing up for voting. So we actually decided to create this whole campaign called XO Justice. Mm-hmm. And so XO Justice highlights artists, but they're all postcards that you are mailing, to your legislators. Nice. So it is like, I'm about to bombard you with all the mail in the world to support all of these issues. So really being a platform where you can, go and kind of see what's happening in your neighborhood, mm-hmm. What's happening, locally, nationally. But there's so much legislation on the table. They call it Mitch McConnell's graveyard, because like there's hundreds of bills that like affect us that are just sitting there because he refuses to do anything about them.
So actually, speaking of XO Justice, how can we do you have a website? How can people see postcards, get postcards?
Absolutely. So XO Justice actually has a website, Instagram account, Facebook, and we are supporting the Denver Smith Foundation, who we started doing the murals with. So you can purchase postcards, and then with every postcard that you purchase, we will send one to your senator. So all you have to do is just literally type in your state, and we will take care of it for you. But we've already done the research where you can go take a look at what's on the table. And really police reform is the biggest thing. Yeah. And then obviously voting rights, we were really pushing for, that, coming into November, but even more so now, because like you said, the fight does not stop. So yes, plug XO Justice. Yes. And go buy a postcard.
Was there a separate website? They have their own Instagram?
XOJustice.com. And it's Send XO Justice on Instagram.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so we have a lot.
Do you have your postcard that you got?
I do, but I was looking for it. I can't find it. I can't put my hands on it.
I sent Nyki a postcard with her homecoming box because I wanted her to take a look at it. I wanted her to send it out. Clearly, she kept it, but it already had a stamp on it, ready to go. But that's actually part of our coloring collection too. So one of my very dear friends, Samina, designs all of those cards so that people could actually talk with their children about things that are going on, Wow. So really starting at a young age and getting them engaged as well.
That's awesome. I'm sorry I don't have it. I have piles of paper in my apartment, and I know it's in one of these piles.
I should have brought one. Next time.
What's up to everyone who's joining? I'm here with Meghan Malik, who is a woman of many talents, one of which is founder and CEO of saintkits, but event production extraordinaire, XO Justice leader, and, all of these things. So I'm trying to figure out where should we begin? Where do you think we should begin? I definitely want you to share more of your story, but I know we have a little icebreaker we can do here. Or
yeah, maybe we start there. Because then we can give people a little bit more of a taste of how far our friendship goes. So for those who don't know, I've known Nyki for almost 20 years? That's how it feels like.
Yeah, I think we met, freshman year? Did we meet freshman year? I think so, in the quad. So about 18 years in, almost.
Nikki never miss a party.
Nope. Neither
always down to go. And in our younger days, there were many a night. I was actually talking with someone the other day because Shantae came in town. She surprised me for my birthday. And one of her really good friends was talking about the best club that he ever went to in his entire life was Love. Yeah. And he's like, he came for homecoming or graduation one year. And he's like, it was literally the best night of my life. And he's like, I have been searching all these years to recreate that experience. And all I could think to myself was like, every Friday, like clockwork. Shout out to BJ, who made sure that we had everything that we needed. But I'm like clockwork, it was like already assumed we're going to Love. So
and we shut it down. We weren't just there. We usually were there until the lights came on, for the record.
Always. Okay, so I'm going to start. These are actually part of our Girl Talk conversation cards that come in our saintkits.
Should I pull mine out?
Yeah. Well, maybe let's go a little back and forth. You ask me one, I'll ask you one.
I haven't opened them yet. Here, they come like this in your kit, guys. Let's see. I'll take off this tab. Combo card. Girl Talk. Okay, you go first.
Okay. Let's see here. Since this is all about Black women,
yes,
and health and wellness, and I don't know if you shared that you got which kit you got.
Oh, I mentioned it briefly in the caption, but not today. So which kit is this that we're pulling from?
So she has the all around boss bitch Black woman kit. That's not what it's actually called. It's called the Black Women Got This kit. But it's really a celebration of Black women. And, this was really inspired by Kamala's amazing win, Stacey Abrams and all the amazing women who were really pushing to make everything happen on Saturday. And also as an ode to all of the Black women who got out there and voted, made sure to power through, but how we continuously are going above and beyond to support and take care of everybody. But who takes care of us?
This caption.
Yeah.
We do it.
That was actually going to be the name of the box, but then I was like, that's a little too much. So it's called the Black Women Got This. So this question.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Okay. What is your favorite way to de-stress?
Oh, that's a good question. My favorite way to de-stress. I do a few things. I think lately, especially in this quarantine, when I feel stressed, honestly, simple as going for a walk. Just get out of my apartment, walk around to clear my head, think about things other than whatever work project I have to do. Also, my relax is literally sit on the couch and turn on the TV. I don't know what it is, but just turn on the TV. When I'm more, trying to be a little more lavish, it's definitely a massage in there and things like that. But kind of the DIY at home is either going for a walk or just zoning out to something on TV, I think.
Absolutely. I should make a binge-worthy kit. That's a good idea.
Ooh, that's a good one. That'll be good for winter too.
Yeah. So I have not actually watched nearly as much TV as I used to when I was busier. So it's kind of crazy because I have not watched a show or binged anything in, I would say, months, where prior to COVID, I was watching everything. I don't know if maybe I ran out of stuff or what, but binge watching was my favorite way to de-stress. And then everything in that box is actually
okay.
Part of my way to encourage Black women to take the load off. It's okay. We're good. We got this. There's a little sage in there. Mm-hmm. There's some tea.
Oh yeah, I meant to. Should I light my sage now? I was waiting for the box, but I can light it.
No, there's an actual process to it. Don't light it now. I'll teach you.
That's why I did it.
Yes. but that's a good tip to know. Maybe we should add that to the site. There's a whole process
yes.
to staging your home.
Thanks.
Because you want to make sure you're pushing all the bad energy out. So maybe that's like a little tutorial we should add, but you can't just like light it and leave it there. You have to like.
Good to know. That was
yes.
Okay.
There's a whole process, so I'll teach you.
Thank you.
But yeah, I think that sometimes we tend to go so hard we forget about calming down.
Yeah.
And de-stressing. I'm the worst person at it, so I'm just trying to like remind myself to de-stress a little bit too.
I remember one of your stressful moments like in person. That time when you had to fly to Detroit. And I was like,
yeah. Oh. Where was that? Chantel's wedding?
No. Oh, was it? I think it was her wedding weekend. It was Chantel's wedding. And what up, Chantel? Chantel's watching. It was Chantel's wedding. And I think, wasn't that also the Hampton Howard game? So it was like multiple things that weekend.
Yeah, I'm really, really bad at that, where I like pack my weekend knowing that I have to probably be somewhere at 6 a.m. But thank God your mom like came and rescued me and took care of me. And I was actually talking to my mom, reminding her about this today. And I said, you know, Nikki, the one you got from the airport with the dog.
Listen, and your mom came through for me when I was stranded in Tennessee. Like,
yes. So, Miss Rhonda, thank you. But yes, I don't miss those days at all. I think that's the first thing that I was, you know, excited about. It took me a while. But then I was like, you know what? This is actually okay. Like, yes. I don't sleep. Everybody knows I don't sleep. No. But I was kind of like, it's nice not to have to like be running all over the place.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. I'll pick a card. What's this one? I don't know where you came with these cards, Megan. Have you ever stalked a boyfriend on social media?
All the time, every single one. Literally, every single one.
While dating, before or after?
Before, during, after, doesn't matter. Like, yes, absolutely. And you know, maybe it's not stalking, it's research. You know, you're just making sure you are prepared for every situation. I highly encourage that. I think it's good mental health to, you know, do a little, you know, shopping to see what you're getting yourself into. Doesn't have to be a boyfriend either. It could just be somebody that you like.
Yep. Or like maybe interested in. I think the times I've done it, someone has come across like a dating profile app and I'm like, oh, I want to find out more about them than just these like 3 questions they answered. So then I'll like find them on social media. I try not to do a lot like if we're dating, because I think that just would cause me unnecessary stress. So I'm doing more digging like before, like you said, you want to get to know people, find out who they are. And even knowing a different side of them, like this social media then may just be the highlight reel, but right. Let's see, like in this instance, how are you putting yourself out? Stuff like that. I think you on mute. Are you there? Okay. I can't hear you. No, I see your mouth moving, but I can't hear you. What happened? Oh no, she left. Okay. We'll call her back in. What's up, Line Sisters who are joining? I saw Bianca, Brittany, Crystal, Chantel, Jennifer. Hey, Rayon. Thank you guys so much for joining. Let's add Megan back in and see if this works. Is she coming? Everyone's joining. Thank you guys so much.
Sorry.
There we go. Good to go.
Alexis was calling me, and I was like trying to like.
That's okay.
My bad.
Right.
Yes, don't take a page out of my book. Just let it go and see what happens.
I won't. Yes, people are giving you props on your look, Megan. You do look fire. Bianca.
Well, most people don't know I cut all my hair off like 3 months ago.
And it looks amazing.
Been in hiding. So thank you guys. I appreciate it.
It looks amazing.
Dante cut hers, so I cut mine. And
okay. Bianca asked, what products are you using? These curls are popping.
Oh, okay. So I use the Aussie Miracle Moisture Miracle Conditioner.
Okay.
And then I use the curls, like it just says curls really big. They have like 3 different gels.
Oh.
And so I use those. One's yellow, one's green, and one is purple. And then that is it. Being as though I am, unemployed / building a business, they cost like $5, Bianca, so they are well worth every penny. And I think once I chopped it all off, the curls just kind of came back.
They look great. Great. Okay, let's do one more question.
Okay. You want me to go or you want to go?
You go.
Okay. Okay, since we were talking about dating, what was your worst dating experience?
It's a long story. I have to figure out how. Geez, I feel like every time I tell it, it's really long. So I was out of town. I was in New Orleans, actually for our line sister Adrian's wedding, and ended up connecting with a classmate who lived in New Orleans. Mm-hmm. We ended up going to brunch. Actually, it was a little reluctant on my part. I wasn't really.
Did you stalk him before?
Huh?
Did you Google him, stalk him before?
No, I knew him from school.
Oh, okay.
But I hadn't searched him. But even I was never like, oh, we got to go out. So I was like, I'm busy. And then I had an extra day after the wedding. And I was like, I don't really have a reason not to. Okay, fine, we'll go to brunch. Long story short, we go to brunch. In the beginning, it's really cool. We park in front of a restaurant and we sit outside in front. And so we can see, if he's facing me, he can see his car. I can't see it. So at one point, we're talking and out of nowhere, he's like, hey. And I'm like, what is going on? And he's clapping and yelling at these people who were leaning. So he had a convertible and they were leaning over in his car, poking the leather, I guess, but in it. And he was like, hey, yeah, that's my car. Move along. And he was like, okay. And I was like, oh my God, top of his lungs, loud. In my mind,
and I know you were
beat the alarm, but no, he didn't. So that was the beginning. It's not over. So then the assistant manager comes out and she's like, sir, I can't have you yelling outside this restaurant, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, they was in my car, blah, blah, blah. And I was kind of like, this is embarrassing. And he was like, I had to shoo them away like dogs. We had to shoo them away. And I was like, okay. Mind you, the guy was black. The people looking at his car were white. So it was a very big racial thing to him that they were. Mm-hmm. So fast forward, we're on the date. We start talking again. It's cool. We're waiting for our food. And there's a table of 8 to 10 people having bottomless brunch behind him. And suddenly he jerks. And I'm like, what is happening? And it happens again. And there was a girl or a woman at the table who's kicking his chair. And so we turn around. She has on this coonskin cap. And she was they were at bottomless brunch. So they're clearly faded.
Right.
He's like, you can't even park there anyway. That's not a parking space. And he calmly stops. He stares at her, turns around. We keep talking. She keeps going in. Basically, they get into it, yelling back and forth. And she's trying to tell him how this is not a parking space. And he was like, why are you so upset? Yes, I have a nice car. I probably make more money than you. Blah, blah, blah. She said something about calling the police. He's like, you gonna call the police? No, I'm gonna call the police. So he calls the police. And I'm wanting to crawl under a table right now. And the police end up coming. And it's this whole thing. So he talks to the police. That was fine. At the end of the day, the manager looked at the video footage. And they're like, yes, she was wrong. But she is also, a valued customer like he is. So I guess he goes to that place a lot. So they didn't ask her or her friends to leave. They just were like, what do you guys want to do? If you want, we can, refund your, food, blah, blah, blah. And at that point, I was like, I really just want to leave. I don't want to be here. And so whatever, we got the refund and left. But there was a lot more to that, but it was very embarrassing. And I just wanted to crawl under a table.
Did you talk to him after?
No.
There you go.
Okay, your turn. Worst date. Yes.
We can move on. What? There's been a lot, so let's just move on.
Oh, gosh. Just put me out there.
No, honestly, I can't.
It's all right.
I thought about it while you were talking, and I don't really know. I've had way more situations after the first date
Okay.
that were like awful than the first date, because for me, I'll just be like, I'll check out and be like, okay, see you later, like this is
Yeah.
just not going well. So yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
They've all just been kind of like blah, but nothing like outrageous. Everything outrageous has happened like well after the fact.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. So I definitely want to get into this box, but before, can you kind of share a little bit of your story? So, we met at Howard, but kind of what your career journey has been, especially, leading up to COVID and all of that.
Yes. So, well, you mentioned before I was kind of a workaholic, still am, I guess. But I have been in the events industry since we left school. Even in school, that's where all my internships were.
Yep.
So I always knew I wanted to get into events. I loved like putting on events, planning. And so I did planning for about 6 years, and then went on to the supplier side and started doing event design. So I worked on large corporate events for the last 7 years, doing full-on design of everything. So anything visual that you would see, that was all me.
What are some big clients and big events?
Yeah, so I have worked with Obama, Michelle. I'm on a first name basis with all these people. So like Biden, I actually have never done an event where Kamala has been there. But being in DC, I've been doing, I've done, several high profile political events, but also some of the events that I have been the most passionate about that I loved. Last year, I did a traveling tour for the ACLU. So I built out these shipping containers that were like, museums on wheels, basically. So they were fully decked out inside and out. And they went across the country in support of several of their platforms. So that was super cool. I did an event last year for Mandela's 100th birthday. I actually did all of the, prior to actually doing design, I did the build out of the events for the opening of the MLK Memorial. But obviously one of the ones I'm most proud about is the opening of the African American Museum. So tons of really, really cool events and really cool people. And so I think last year I did something crazy, like maybe over 200 events, something ridiculous.
This is you. This is you, not your company. This is just you.
This is me. Like something ridiculous, like something that doesn't make sense. And now they weren't all like major. They could have been like super small, like, a lounge grouping or something.
You still got to put work in. That is a lot.
Yes. And, and so then in March, I think I had done maybe like 20 events. And then I remember everything just canceling. Like, where it's like, okay, we're going to cancel, with COVID, not looking too great. And I think the last event that I actually attended with my team was March 17th. And then we all went home and never went back. Wow. So being as though our industry is like extremely social, large gatherings, and because I don't really do small, intimate events, because I've always been like, let me do the big shit, that has crippled us. So our entire industry has fallen apart. There are, I look at all my colleagues who are now unemployed, trying to figure it out. And it has been very, very interesting. So very early on in COVID, I was trying to kind of come up with some ideas and really, think about how could we kind of pivot. Everyone loves that word, pivot. And thought about doing small boxes for that had all of your event decor in it. So it was like elevated party city. Like you go, you get all your linens, you get everything you need. And then kind of quickly saw that people still weren't comfortable with having groups in their homes. So I was like going to all these virtual events for your birthday, for your baby shower, and getting Zoom fatigue, going to house party, all these things. And I was like, okay, like if I get on another one of these events and like somebody doesn't have something engaging, it's like, okay, we're on a group FaceTime.
Yes.
And so came up with the idea of doing saintkits as a way to really address that. It's like, okay, people need that human interaction. They need connection. They need togetherness. If we're all going to be in our homes, how can you kind of redefine what engagement means? And so with that, it was like, okay, let's kind of take the best of both worlds. You see gift boxes and people who are sending those to, you know, loved ones for different occasions, but then let's look at how you do this for a group. So the biggest goal for us is really to find, you know, a group of 10 who want to celebrate a birthday or want to celebrate a baby shower, or a group of 100 or 1,000 who are doing a corporate event virtually and need something tangible to kind of support that. So we are doing, you know, everything from your small gift boxes like what you have, to we have done several classes centered around social justice and helping people kind of do team building with our kids. We have done press kits where people are promoting different movies or different TV premieres. So it has been very awesome. It's been a growing experience because this is like very new for me in terms of like being an entrepreneur. When I, you know, worked at my last company, I felt like I had an entrepreneurial role. And I always felt like very free. I could kind of, I managed all my own clients. I went and got all of my own clients. I kind of was in a bubble. But now kind of, you know, going from like the biggest year I have ever had to then, holy shit, what's going to happen? Oh, let's try and start this company. Let's try and do this. Let's sell postcards. Let's go fight the fight. Let's do all of these things. It was like, okay, this is great, but let's get back down to the basics. And so I have an amazing partner, Marjani. She might be on here. I don't know. She just left from the studio. We've been packing all day. And we, you know, kind of really thought about like if we were able to do create the events we wanted to create, what would they look like? And so they were fun, they were different, they were interesting, visually pleasing. But we also knew that like during this year, we've got to highlight our, you know, Black vendors, our Black makers, because for me, that was the biggest, I think, heartbreak of this year was realizing that I was, actually, I don't even know, but I think I'm like the only Black female event designer in the country. I don't know, I say that, but I've asked around. I don't know a lot of people who work for like a fabrication company. There's people who are like planners and design the look, but actually like building it, actually getting on site. Like I have a whole toolkit where I like build things. And I know that, you know, our line sister Crystal does a lot of that, but like actually working on these large corporate events, I don't know anyone like that. So it was really kind of how can we highlight some of these amazing vendors? How can we, you know, talk about being a girl boss in 2020 and really trying to find a way to creatively come together virtually from afar. So that's why we both have our little cups. We're drinking our stress tea together. And then it kind of allows you to have, you know, talking points when you're on these calls and really just keeping that engagement, even though you might be hundreds of miles away. So we've met some really cool vendors so far that we've partnered with. One being Eileen Allen that you had on your show a couple weeks ago. So, you know, got to get the Howard connection going.
Yes, they were there. That's better.
Yeah, so we have them featured in a lot of our kits. One of my very, very dear friends, Will Drink for Travel, has helped us on doing some curated cocktails that match our boxes.
Nice.
And then we have partnered with a local cafe here called The Ministry, which is women owned. So it's really about like women's empowerment, minorities. And if you think about your typical like Birchbox experience, like how many of those are like Black owned companies?
Right.
So great for holiday gifts. Great for, like I said, your birthdays, your bachelorettes, your everything.
So something like that, when you say like a large group, like a bachelorette or a birthday, is the idea that like, one person, whoever is leading, will order kits and then the same kit will be sent to everyone. And so whatever's included in the kit will help us have this virtual celebration together?
Exactly.
Okay.
So we have obviously our selection of kits that you can order from our website, but we do all custom as well. So a lot of those bigger group events, we're doing custom kits. So if you think of homecoming as an experience, a virtual experience,
yep.
That was kind of a nice combination of both worlds. So we created those kits to match the different experiences that Stevie and the Gift of Life were putting on. So gala, 1,000 bottles, right. Tailgate, brunch. We created those boxes to kind of match those experiences. So everyone that was tuning in to the virtual experience had the same thing.
Right.
So we were all drinking our Crown. We all have, our games. We have our combo cards. Mm-hmm. And so the goal was like, okay, even if you wanted to do just a small gathering in your backyard, everybody can order the kit, or you can order it for them, bring them over. And we will be launching some future kits that are built around, okay, great, you want to have 10 people in your home. Here's everything that you need to create that experience. Everything will arrive at your doorstep, so you can set it up yourself. And then if you want to enhance it with some virtual, whether, you can log onto our Spotify. All of our kits come with a QR code to go to our Spotify channel. So we've already got the playlist ready for you. Or you could do like a virtual DJ. So you want DJ Premonition to do it for you? Great. Like, here you go. So yes, you can either have everyone buy them individually, or you can buy everything together. Okay. So my mom is actually celebrating her 45th line anniversary.
Oh, nice.
And we did a custom kit for all of her line sisters. And so we created a page where they could go and individually buy them.
Yeah.
And it was all so that they could get on Zoom and celebrate.
That's cute. Mm-hmm. I love it. Yes. We have so many comments. Okay. Janelle Jones said, "You are brilliant, Meghan. So excited."
Hi, Janelle.
Ty said, "Such a great concept." So yes, I totally agree. Totally. Okay. So let's get into the kit that I have.
Yes. Let's do it.
I've showed you guys outside like a million
So
times.
FYI, everybody, that is not what the kit looks like when you get it. I tested something with Nyki to see if I didn't like wrap it or didn't put it in a box, because we're also trying to be a sustainable company and not have like tons of just, cardboard laying around. So I tested it. It clearly does not work because we want your unboxing experience to, be nice. But thank you, Nyki, for being a trooper and not judging.
Of course. So the first thing you see when you open.
Hey, Ash. Two of my friends from home, Lucy and Ashley, are on here.
Yes. Thank you guys for joining. So when you first open it, you see a custom message and this QR code. So cute. I remember I opened it and I like immediately felt like I was in the experience. So this. Yep. And so the QR code, is for the Spotify playlist. Yes.
So like, there's tons of gift companies out there. Like, you can go and order any gift box, for anything.
Right.
I have seen everything from like a $10 box of like Smarties, where they come with these, and that's great. That's I have seen some really awesome ones. They're very lavish ones. They're really, really nice. And so our thing is not about like the actual gift itself or the box itself. It's about the experience. It's about how you feel when you open this. So that box, there are 20 other people who bought that box over the weekend
Yes.
we could all get on and like do a Zoom call and like enjoy the same things. So we want to do some like fun curated events that we're going to be doing.
Okay.
The first one is actually going to be for the premiere of Selena on Netflix.
Ooh.
So that's my sister and I's favorite movie.
I love it.
It comes out the first week in December, so watch for the launch of the box next week. So then we can all watch, you know, the premiere together.
Following saintkits if you aren't already. You'll see
Yes.
Okay. But I agree. I think what like you said, it's like the experience. And I do feel like this immediately launches you into the experience. So props on that. And if you guys aren't familiar, when you check out the St. Kitts website, you'll see that the boxes are curated around experiences, and every element of the box really heightens that experience. And so the homecoming one, I was super hype about. And so now this is I don't want to say wrong, it's the Black women.
This is the Black Women Got This kit. So this is a part of our 46 collection.
Yes.
Which we launched based on welcoming our 46th president. So we did a special when we launched them. Every kit was $46. And so we launched 10 different kits to kind of support this idea of empowerment and education, and also just like taking a woosah moment of coming off of a crazy ass election. So we did, this is kind of our third collection that we've launched. We had the homecoming collection, then we had the election anxiety collection, and now we have the 46 collection. We've also put up a few other kits that you can kind of, see, but our goal is like, we will keep launching these collections that support different experiences or events. And hoping to kind of tailor that and offer kind of these virtual enhancements that you can add on.
Okay. So let's get into this kit. So we talked about this earlier. We have the sage.
So a little sage bundle, got to get off the bad juju. Especially if you're in DC. Like, I need to sage down the whole damn city, especially when he leaves.
Give it to everybody in DC. Beautiful bath crystals, and they smell.
And you said you love spa, so that was like.
Yes, I did. And the funny thing is, so last week I worked as a poll worker on election day. So that for me was about 16 hours. I was on my feet probably 14. I was a line management clerk, so I was out there with people all the time. So I came home and was like, I need to decompress and unplug from the world. And so I took a bath for the first time in years. I took a bath, and it was amazing. But that led me to realize I don't really have any bubble bath or anything. So when I opened this up, I was like, oh, she loves me.
Yes. I love bath salts and bath bombs. So
yes. And so these bath crystals, it's coconut and wild berries. And there's also dried flower petals in the bath crystals. So I'm so excited. Yes. Smells so good. Okay. Also with the bath, we have the F-bomb,
which is my absolute favorite bath bomb ever. So I curate the majority of the boxes with Marjani taking on the full like visual concept and really creating the experience. So it's like hand in hand, where we're like putting things in that we like, it's things we buy, not just like random ass shit. It's like, oh yeah, you're gonna get a piece of things that we buy and we enjoy, so that it's not just something that you're like, what the hell am I supposed to do this? So
and then I just saw Sierra said, just told myself to order some sage.
Hey Sierra.
Yes, Ty.
Bye-bye, kid.
We need some Organet and Palo Santo as well. So yes,
yes. We actually have a whole kit that is Self-Care Sunday.
Ooh.
And so it's not out yet because it's a part of a whole collection. But it has the Palo Alto in there, and a little like walks you through how to experience all of that. Some essential oils, all the good stuff.
Okay, I'm like just adding this to my list of the boxes I'm gonna order. We also have thanks. Thanks.
Nobody knows what that is, Nikki, so you have to tell them.
Well, I have to tell them. Why do I have to tell them? I just learned myself. We can see from the photo.
Can you all see from the photo what that is? It's a vibrator, yes, because every Black woman, period, needs one of those. And as you can tell, it's very compact, and it is not very loud. So, listen, bath, vibrator, get you a glass of wine. We can now actually, we have just partnered with a distributor who can ship the alcohol for us. It's so exciting. So we're going to be able to expand that service as well, and do some really, really cool stuff. Okay. But listen, the vibrator is where it's at. So
yeah, Sierra.
Feel free to post your reviews about it.
I will. The whole box.
Yes.
We'll have wine, but in the meantime, we also got some lovely yogi tea.
Yes.
Again, this is the Black Women Got It kit, so we got it all. And that's where my mug came from also. So we have saintkits on this side. Sorry for the lipstick. And then a lovely saying.
Yes. And so our boxes, Lucy is funny. So all of our boxes actually have a nice combination of saintkits branded items, as well as some featured products from vendors. So you have your mug in there that's branded. You've got your buttons. Some of our other kits have, our branded shakers, our branded shot glasses, branded flasks that we did for tailgate. We have another mug. It's our Gotta Nourish to Flourish.
Yes.
So they all have really fun sayings on them.
Who comes up with the sayings?
I do.
You're so smart. I love them. You're so creative.
It comes to me, at nighttime when I'm not sleeping. So we try to do things that are, again, I feel like with the sayings, they're all conversation starters. Yep. So they make it easy for you if you are doing kind of a virtual event, that you're not just sitting in silence. Because I have been to several, like, hey, come to my virtual birthday party, and you're like, hey guys, what's going on?
Fun, and you're like, okay, I mean, I want to celebrate you, but I don't know these other people. Yeah.
Exactly. Definitely. So the conversation cards were kind of born out of that, as well as making sure that everything kind of had these fun sayings. And then for those who are not, musically inclined, you can get your pregame up with one of the Spotify channels. So I have, I think I've done 4 Spotify playlists so far, but I'm always taking a request. So we have a Femme to Fierce one, which is what goes along with that box. Okay. And then we have our welcome playlist. We have a birthday playlist, and then the homecoming playlist. Every playlist, I think, has Lizzo on.
I mean, Lizzo's kind of fit for all of the occasions.
Exactly. So
I got into those yet. Okay, let's see. Janelle
asks,
did you share tips on the box for the events?
Yes. So for your smaller, intimate events, the goal is send this link to everybody, or we can do kind of a custom page for you where you can go and purchase them. So you can purchase any of our kind of ready to ship curated boxes, or we can create something custom for you. And for some of our corporate clients, we are doing kind of the full-on saintkits experience, is what we say. So curating a mixologist, or we're doing wreath making coming up. I'm actually doing an Exo Justice lettering class next Wednesday, and teaching them how to write the postcards and who you send the postcards to. We have done just basic like mixology. So with our corporate boxes, it's really about, okay, everybody come during your break from your meeting, and you have everything that you need to kind of start the day with breakfast, or end the day with cocktails. So my mom, for her line reading, I don't know why they think they're going to be on Zoom for the entire day. They did the Zoom fatigue kit, which is only available for custom boxes for corporate. But it's basically like it has a branded coffee mug for them. It has your snacks in there. It's got your coffee. And then she did a cocktail. So I'm like, are you going straight from coffee
to cocktail?
to cocktail? So then that actually created a whole thought of doing this espresso to Prosecco box, which we're partnering with the ministry to do espresso and coffee tastings.
Nice.
And then Prosecco tasting. So I was like,
That's
I don't think you know, like you don't stay on Zoom that long, but sure, if you want it,
you
go
can't.
for it.
Yeah. And also sounds like, when you were talking corporate, that this could be an option for like, a COVID version of like your holiday party. If we're not all
Absolutely. That's actually where it came from. It's like, okay, I can't not do events right now. How do you do events virtually? But then if you needed to do, because some people like events for them is their biggest marketing asset. Like that's where they make their money. That's where they do their connections.
Right.
And actually right after COVID, I was building out this entire virtual platform. And so a good friend of mine, he has built it out where it's a full 3D environment. So long-term goal, we want to be able to kind of create that experience in there.
Yeah.
And then you could literally have everything that you would need. So your food, your beverage, all of those things that you would get at a real life, corporate event. But we've done also team building and fundraising as well. So where people are using the boxes to raise money.
Mm-hmm.
And so for us, it's really important to keep empowering people and to keep educating, because obviously that goes back to the whole like exo justice thing.
Yep.
But for Thanksgiving, we are doing a get a kit, give a kit. And so with every kit that is purchased, we will give a kit to a local women's shelter with all of the toiletries and fun things that they will need.
That's awesome. That's so great. Awesome. Yeah, so people are still joining. What's up, guys? Thanks for joining. If you have any questions for Meg, drop them in the comments.
I've never been on a live, so that's why they're all like,
this. I appreciate you. I think a lot of people have told me that. Like, I've never done this before. I'm like, great. It's always cracking in the beginning, but once you do it, then you're hooked.
And I've done a ton of like Zoom, like webinar panels and things like that, but never like a live. So it's fun. It's kind of fun.
Welcome. Okay. So question for you. What is one of your biggest things or biggest takeaways that you've experienced, I guess, with the onset of COVID? And it doesn't have to be specifically with St. Kitts, but just in your journey, what's sort of one of the biggest learnings that you've had so far?
Oh, so COVID has definitely been a challenge. I will not even sit here and lie like I'm thriving during COVID. No, it has been like the single biggest challenge of my entire life.
Yeah.
I will say two things. So personally, I have just experienced a lot of ups and downs. Obviously, I've never been unemployed. I've never been, had to like figure out the next move. So that was a lot. But I think that I came to this realization. I'm like, shit, there are so many people out here who, live this every day. So I'm super blessed and super fortunate to have, family who's supportive. But that's what empowered me. I was like, he's got to go. Mm-hmm. But I also think that I kind of lived in a bubble. Like, I did not know a lot of things. There were many days where Candace Morgan Sledge, I was calling her like, can you break this down for me? Because I'm like confused. I need help. Like, And I think that I had a moment right after George Floyd. And I like broke down crying and I said, because I realized like Breonna wasn't getting the attention, right? And so I was just like, this is, Black women were always struggling. I knew like personally what I was experiencing at my job, just, you know, trying to come up with ideas to like pivot and make money, but just not really getting the, I think, respect or appreciation or the value for what I was bringing to the table. And then actually like hearing all of these words of like gaslighting and things, and knowing that like, wow, we as Black women experience so much and we are so used to it that we don't even realize it's wrong sometimes.
Right.
And so for me, that was the biggest thing that like stuck, is that moving forward, I was always going to put myself in a position to be able to help, support, and just really highlight the strength of Black women. And that I saw this great post the other day that was like, you know, 7-8 months ago, we were fighting for Breonna and fighting for justice for her, which she has never gotten and will never get. But then it's like, oh, we can go there and we can say, you know, justify her killing. But then, you know, we have the first Black vice president, female vice president. And it's like, people will look at that and excuse everything else.
Right.
And so I think just the challenge of realizing how hard we work and not getting any recognition for it, and any support, and, you know, how we just power through every single day, and looking at a lot of my friends and how amazing and fabulous and bosso they are. Those are not. Because, you know, clearly, you know, the pink and green, they winning right now. But it was just really having that moment where I was like, wow, we're all experiencing this. And sometimes there were moments where I thought, oh, this is just me. This is an individual thing. It's like, no, this is a struggle overall.
Yeah.
And so hopefully the goal is like, y'all got to take us to the next level. Let them know like what we're capable of doing. And so that's why we will always have kits that will highlight Black women forever and ever, because sometimes you just need to pick me up. And that is why we have kits dedicated towards, you know, our youth, teenagers, so that they know like their voice should be heard and they don't have to like struggle and they don't have to fight all of these things that we did. And so they know like it's okay. You can be sassy, you can have a loud mouth, you can be whatever you want.
Right.
One of my favorite Instagram accounts right now is it's called Wilkerson some numbers or something or another.
Okay.
But it's this little girl named JCJ, and it's her mom's account.
Okay.
But she is the single most motivating person to me right now, because she is like so just embraces everything. She started a lip gloss line, and she's just the cutest little girl, and she has so much energy, and she's like, she don't have a care in the world. Her care is like, I went into, she did she always goes or does like videos, but she had this really funny video where she talks about going into this grocery store with her mom, and they were going to get some lunch meat, and the guy behind the counter didn't have on a mask, so she told her mom like, yeah, we're not going there. But she's so sassy. And whenever I have this moment where I'm like down and out, I'm like, let me go see what JC up to. So yeah, we're actually we put together a little kit to send her, because she's just the little ones out there. Yes. They're like, take over the world, y'all. Take over the world.
Absolutely. Okay, question. Are you planning to develop any programs for the Obama Foundation, since you've worked
Sure, if they want to. I actually did the inaugural Obama Foundation when he did his summit probably was that 2 or 3 years ago. I designed the stage set there, so I would love to. Like, sure, tell them to hit me up.
Okay. Next question. How do we submit a product or score a collab into a kit?
Send me an email, Megan at Shop Saintkits. You can also send me a DM. You can send it on my personal. We're always looking for collaborators. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
Have you thought about any kits for the inauguration since people may not go? I was actually talking to someone who said they were going, and I think under normal circumstances, I would be there. Like, it's Howard, it's DC. But
yeah, first off, I don't know why anybody ever wants to come for inauguration. Like, it is literally the most brutal time. Jerry is on here, and Jerry has lived through inaugurations with me, and how, like, as an event person, you are like, oh my God, get all these people away. You want to, like, all the streets are blocked, but it is like momentous, right?
Yes. It's parties, not for the actual inauguration, the celebration.
Yes.
That's fine.
So, yes, I will say yes. I won't say what they are, but we have been thinking about it.
Okay.
They are more like housewarming kits, but also they are like, gotta sweep out the bad vibes. Like,
this is
time to go, sir. Like, what would you put in a kit that where you kicked out your neighbor? Let me know. Send me a message. So yes,
that's awesome.
We actually, so Marjani developed this postcard the other day, and it's not great. It's not a nice card, but it's very funny. And it's like, Trump's a loser, and so are you. So it's like, sending it to people who are like your worst enemy. But that's how we felt. It's like, if you voted for him, like, time to go. Like, I can't trust you. I can't deal with you. So that kit, while it is specifically for good old Donnie,
right?
It could also be delivered to your frenemies as well.
That's so cute. Let's see. Okay, Ty has to run. Thanks for joining, Ty. Yes, Chantel, I remember we did Obama's first inauguration together. It was freezing cold.
Freezing.
We're out there, layered up. My feet were still freezing, but I'm pretty sure we were at Love that, sometime that weekend. I think 08, yes. Love was still, or no, it was 09. Love was still popping in 09, right? I think
we did go to Love. No.
I think we did for inauguration. After that, it might have, like, shut down.
I don't remember. I remember going to 1223 for inauguration.
1223.
And I lived actually in Southwest at the time, so you could walk to the mall, which was awesome. And my mom came, and that apartment was great, convenience-wise, but you couldn't control the heat, and it was so hot. And so, but then it was so cold outside. And I remember my mom, like, wanted to get there so early. I think we got down there at like 3 in the morning.
Oh my gosh. How close were you?
We were super close. Like,
had to be for 3
right by the wharf.
Oh, okay.
Like, before the wharf was the wharf.
Yes.
When probably, like, what was down there before? Like, where you could get on the boat and, like...
You mean over by Zanzibar and stuff was over there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, okay.
And then, so we walked, and I remember grabbing this, like, big-ass piece of cardboard and, like, just sleeping on the ground. Because we had went out the night before, and I was exhausted, but it was so cold. I was just like, please, like, this... But we had hand warmers and we had everything. So I guess maybe if there is a actual live inauguration, which I have no idea how that's going to happen.
I don't.
We should definitely put, like, hand warmer. Like, we need a little, like, inauguration survival pack.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
but hopefully he goes. Like, he might be barricading.
I heard, his people are like, we're preparing for Trump to stay here. I was like, all right, okay.
Well, this is where I sign the petition, since that lady is not releasing the funds. She's part of the 55%. So we know she's not about us and it's not for us, but you need to sign the petition. I think it's on moveon.com or something like that.
Okay.
Where you sign the petition so that, because they all need to go. Like, it's time to go.
Time. It is time. Okay. Speaking of time, we're almost out of time. But I know we've talked about a few things that we can expect from Saint Kitts, but Saint Kitts and beyond, what are some things we can expect to see from you?
So stay tuned. We have a whole Friendsgiving collection coming up. We'll have tons and tons of holiday things. Super excited about that. We actually have a holiday survival kit that's already live on the site. Because in my opinion, everyone's going to be like sick of being in the house. It's going to be cold. You know, COVID cases spiking. So that's already live right now. We also have our one night stand go back. So if you like get stuck in a rut or you got a friend who you know needs to be prepared, you know, we'll have really fun kits like that, which are just, you know, just fun and
so fun.
Casual. But yeah, just like stay in the loop for everything. Make sure you're following us. I'm not the best at social media, so I'll admit that, but our website will always have everything up to date. And so our new collection for, like I said, Selena is going to this week. I have holidays after that.
So. Okay, awesome. And yes, Decorator guys said they're preparing for a peaceful transition for a second Trump term. Yes, that's exactly what they said. That part.
Exactly. So y'all, let me tell you something, Nikki, you'll appreciate this.
Okay.
Jerry lives in Shaw. And so Jerry and I worked together at my job before my last job. So known him forever. But he lives in Shaw, and every homecoming he wishes me a happy Howard homecoming. But this year he got to sleep in because the band wasn't loud enough to wake him up this year.
Because they're usually out there so early.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But he's always prepared.
Yes. Well, thank everyone for joining this conversation.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so glad I had you. This is a great chat. Any last words of wisdom or inspiration that you would like to share?
Just, you know, enjoy your kit.
Yeah.
Make sure you know, let us know how you like it. Send reviews. But yeah, we'll do some more combo cards that we'll share with you, so you'll have them for your future lives.
Yes, exciting. Let's see. Yes, thank you, Decorator guy Chantel. Thank you so much. She said she loves the kits. So yes, definitely make sure you guys follow Saint Kitts. Tune in and see everything they have going on. And thank you so much, Megan. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Nikki. Miss you lots.
You too. We'll talk
to you later.
Bye.
Bye.